Hello and welcome to the show. Hello Bip, hello Kraftwerk, Jeremy and Johan. We met for interviewing and let's just start it. And I ask you, first question, how come you are so committed in creating fractal art? By eating a Romanesco broccoli? Or how come?
Both. Who answers first? You or me, Bib?
Go ahead, my friend.
Okay. Well, for me, it all started with a Mandelbulb, and I found fractalforums late 2009, just after it was found. And I saw the potential in this new 3D fractals I've never seen in the 2D ones, because and I was really into it from the start and tried to explore the Mandelbulb first, but when the hybrids came, it became really exciting to run around the walls and try to find shapes and do nice images of it. So that's basically it. It started as a fun thing and became more and more addicted.
Yeah, I saw. You create stunning images every time.
Thank you. And Bib?
Some words?
So yeah, for me, you were talking about fractal art, Christian, but more generally, the fractal topic is something I've been very, very interested over the course of more than 20 years. And it started when I got a book that was offered to me by my father, The Beauty of Fractals. So all the fractalists know that book very well. And so I started to play with fractal programs and the Mandelbrot set at that time on the Amiga. And so that was a long time ago. And I also was drawing a lot of fractals by hand. And then when I got my first PC, I used Ultra Fractal. That was version 2 at that time. But I did not think it was really something we could make art with. It was more like a geek type of activity, like video games, and things that were just funny to play with and to push the boundaries of computer and computing power. And then in 2008, I think I joined Fractal Forums, and I was totally hooked, because that was the time where it was the discovery of the Mandelbulb. And so I have been watching the famous thread that was initiated by Daniel White, and that was a very glorious period. So I started to play with Dave Mackin's formula for Ultrafractal to make the first Mandelbulb, and then very shortly after with Jesse's Mandelbulb 3D. And so this is how it started.
Okay, you are both freaks and joined the forum somehow. And okay, I just continue with the interview. And next question is chicken or egg. How do you approach creating new images? Do you follow a plan, or does the plan emerge while browsing?
You start with this one, Babe?
Yeah, sure. So it really depends on my mood. In general, the inspiration comes from trying new things. My main motivation is trying new formulas, trying new functions in the software I like, and so this is Mandelbulb 3D at the moment. So I like to push every button, to try every function, and to push the limits of every parameter. So it's very long research process, and I almost never start from existing parameters or from default parameters. Sometimes, of course, I look at them, because it's inspiring. You can find new ideas and understand how an image has been designed. But like, for example, the very famous Deliat style box with a few iterations of a scale 1 box and so on. But afterwards, I start again from scratch. So I save a lot of parameters, and when I let them mature on my hard drive for a few days or a few weeks, and sometimes I go back to these params and I combine them with other ideas I got in the meantime. And by the way, thank you very much, Johan, for having pushed me towards making images rather than only videos like I did only at the beginning.
You're welcome.
Storing parameters is something that I adore, because usually when I ask, do you have printings or you have big images, you usually stored your parameters, and I love it because I usually get lost of all my parameters when doing something. But I'm not the artistic guy. I'm more the programmer guy. But okay, John.
Yeah, I work pretty much trial and error for most of the time. At least when trying out new stuff and combinations, and I tend to work like when I find a nice hybrid or something. The way I found the wasp troll, thanks to Bib telling me getting out of the rotated box, and I did a big render of an area that looked promising, and I saw a face, and I zoomed in on that and made this fractal wasp troll. That's the way I work often, and often it's like the fifth or sixth big render when I find the final piece that is most spectacular or something like that. So it's a lot of renders before I get to where I want to be.
Okay, you really got decent work, because you have many post works with includings of images on grease statues or tabletops, and I really like it.
Yeah, thank you.
And okay, let's continue with the next question. What is your opinion about generated reproductive art, from what easily many copies can be created, compared to real art, for example, a painting or sculpture? I mean, you can just create as many.
You would have to interview Tim Hodkinson from Orchestra.
Yeah,
You would have some words about it.
It's pretty easy for me. I mean, photography is today considered an art form, and also digital photography, and it's the same stuff. It's a file you can reproduce many times.
Yes.
So for me, it's no difference. It's all about trust, I think, between the buyers and the artist, that there will be one copy or 20 copies or whatever, and no more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with what Johan said. I mean, he's the real artist here, so his answer is perfect. I mean, I agree. We have to compare fractal art to photography in the early days, when it was merely considered as a technique rather than really an art form. So maybe one day, eventually, fractal art will be recognized like photography was accepted in the last century. But we will see. We are working to that end.
we took the first step.
Yes. We continue stepping upwards.
Yeah.
Okay, and for our starters, we have many people starting right now with fractal art. What tips would you give the guys to start with? What would be a good starting path, or first things to try out?
Kill your darlings.
No, that's always a difficult question. Very difficult, because there are so many different ways to start playing with fractals. So many different softwares. So it's really a matter of patience. You have to try out many different things to play. Of course, to play with people's parameters and to look at tutorials. And by the way, there is a very good page on Fractal Forums about Mandelbrot 3D tutorials. I think it was gathered by Photocomics. But on the other hand, it's also very important. I mean, what I recommend is take the time to push every button, try every function, and to explore and try things that have not been done before in order to discover new stuff. Because as you know, the possibilities are infinite.
I know. And it's really the possibilities are infinite. Last time they talked about the slogan, the possibilities are infinite. And you really can do anything, combine any formula and create new hybrids or hybrids, and the slogan is okay. Okay. Johan.
Yeah, tips for starters, have fun and kill your darlings. And as Bib said, try to learn the software gradually by testing, and don't give up if you want to, and try to find your own style. I don't think it's that hard, because now, as you say, it's the possibilities are infinite, and I think this is not one art form. This is lots of art forms done with the same tools.
Yeah. Okay. I just have 5 minutes recording time. We have 4 minutes left. And next question would be, what are your future plans? Do you have any special plans, or what is your plan for the future?
I think Bib is more planned than me, but so you can start, Bib.
No, I mean, yeah, the plan for the moment is to have fun always, as always. I mean, Fractal is not a business for any of us. It should not become a business. So the plan is still to enjoy playing with fractals, making new images, and so on. So you know that we have this exhibition that has started in Sweden. So the plan is to wait for people to come to this exhibition and get their feedback. And then I will have some more activities, like speaking at the mathematical culture and games fair in Paris next week, and maybe also work with a modern art gallery to show the what can be done today with 3D this new generation of 3D fractals.
Oh, nice. And
my plans, it's now, since the exhibition is opened in Värmlands Museum, I am thinking about going around to some galleries in Copenhagen maybe, and try to show my art and see if I can make some more exhibitions there.
You think there's more space for nice exhibitions? I believe so, and the Värmland exhibition is exciting because you have really nice setup images, and I love the gluing glass boxes you built for each of your images, because your movie looked like a trip, like a rendering trip through a nice fractal world.
It's amazing, but it's the museum who made all the prints and the light setting and stuff, and it really looks like they're backlit, but they're not. But they're popping out of the walls like crazy.
It is fantastic, and I hope I will manage to visit Värmland Museum. Okay, last words. Do you have anything to say about fractalforums.com and your connection to fractalforums.com?
It's the place to be.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's a fantastic place to be. I mean, there is no place of a place like Fractal Forums where you have these programmers and artists, and I mean this is where everything happens in terms of innovation, and also it's a great vehicle to make fractals more popular. So Christian, your dedication is really much appreciated in the community, and you are really an example for all of us fractalists in order to make it more popular.
I love the community, and I have prepared a little present for you.
Okay.
I hope you can see it.
Oh,
and just feel, yes, just feel presented a cup of flowers.
I took a screenshot.
And they are fractal as well. Yes, thank you very much for getting time for this interview. And very much, and I hope with the recording is everything fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christian.
Yes, bye-bye.